This is CPM Precalculus Chapter 2, number 163. So here we have Spanini's Deli, and they're keeping track of the rate of customers who are served on a typical day. So we know a deli is just a place where they make sandwiches, so it's a sandwich shop. Okay? And they're keeping track of the rate of customers who are served on a typical day. So right here on the y-axis, right, the y-axis, we have customers per hour. Here's our rate and our y-axis. And our x-axis, we have time, and we see it's in hours, right? We go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, but they're telling us this is 10 a.m., 12 noon, and 2 p.m. All right. So first question is, why does the graph have this kind of shape? So what is this kind of shape? Well, it just goes up, right? It goes up and then down. So we know that around noontime here, right, we have the highest rate of customers. It's around 11 customers in that hour, right? At 10 a.m. or even at 9 a.m., we have almost 0 customers. At 10 a.m., we have around 1 customer per the hour, right, because it's customers per hour. 11 a.m., so the rate goes up as we get to noon, and then it goes down as we go from 2 p.m. to 3, 4, 5 p.m., etc., right? So why does the graph have this kind of shape? It just shows that the graph has this kind of shape. And I would even say it looks kind of like a bell, right? This bell curve shape. I'm just saying that because that's a specific shape you're going to learn about in another class in the future. The graph has this bell shape, this bell curve shape, because it just shows, right, because more customers are entering or are visiting the deli around noon, right? Around noon. Noon. All right, so we go up and we have more customers visiting the deli here around noon, less before, less after, so that kind of makes it have this curve where it could be like this, we don't really know, or it could even be a parabola upside down, but I see kind of a bell, like you could put a little ding dong bell inside, and the curve has the shape because more customers are visiting the deli around noon versus before and after, right? Before noon, less. There's less customers visiting before and after. All right, part B. Part B says, what does the area shown in the shaded region represent? So here's the shaded region, right? What is this area representing? Okay, and they also tell us that the interval starts at 11 a.m. So here, this point is 11 a.m. and it stops at 1 p.m. Right? That's what we're told. The interval of the shaded region starts at 11 a.m. and ends at 1 p.m. So what does this represent? Well, we know that the area beneath a curve is going to be the y-axis multiplied the x-axis unit, right? So we know the area, the units of the area is going to be customers per hour times the x-axis is just hours, right? Hours over 1, or we could just say hours. And these cancel out, and we're left with customers, right? So what does the area represent? This tells us that the area, the shaded area, represents the number of customers, right, visiting the deli between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So the shaded area represents the number of customers between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Okay? The total number in that 2-hour period. 11, 12, 1, right? It's 2 hours. We have that many customers is the area. All right, let's go on to part C. Miss Benoni thinks that they should hire an extra worker for the lunch rush between 11 and 1 p.m., which we just talked about is the number of customers, is the area. If they have over 16 customers at that time, should they hire an extra worker? So let's go ahead and look at this. Should they hire an extra worker? They say yes if the number of customers is over 16. Well, what is the number of customers but the area of the shaded region? And what is the area? If I make this into, if I stop the rectangle here and I make this into a rectangle, this right here we see is 8, right? So that's 8 customers per hour. The base length we know is from 11 to 1. So the area of just this rectangle here is going to be 8 is the height, base times height, and the base is 2, so it's going to be 2 times 8, which is 16, right? So we're going to have 16 in that rectangle here, plus all of this, right? So we're definitely seeing more than 16 customers, right? The area, the shaded area, let me say, the shaded area during the lunch rush is what they call it, shows that there are over 16 customers, right? So should they hire an extra worker? They said if they have over 16 customers, then they should. So yes, hire an extra employee. Get the jobs back into the people's hands. So hire an extra employee because, yes, you have over 16 customers. That's what the data shows, right? We don't know exactly how many because we don't know the function, but we know that below this function, right, is a rectangle that has area of 16, right? This rectangle has 16 units squared, and that unit squared we know is customers, so it's 16 plus the top region, which is going to be more customers, okay? More customers. So we know it's more than 16 actually. So definitely hire an extra worker. That should be our advice to Miss Spinoni. Okay, so that ends CPM Precalculus Chapter 2, number 163.